again, and I am here to tell you about some of my favorite books that are under 400 pages. I was gonna do a little like under 300 pages, but my favorites are a little bit over 300 pages, so I just decided to do under 400 since last video was 400 and over. Even though my sign was wrong, it said under 400 pages because I was already thinking about this video. But this is truly my favorite books under 400 pages. So, and some of them are like just under. I like big books. But there are some rather short ones here on top, so I've organized them by size. So the first one is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. This is one of my favorites. I would qualify this as a classic. I think a lot of schools insist that kids read it now. And like I know several people who have said that, and then like when they finished the book they were excited because they got to watch the movie, which is awesome. But if you are not aware, basically this is about a group of boys who do not have the best opportunities in life. They live in like a really rough part of town. I don't remember like where exactly they live, but it's like a fairly big city. But they live in like a really rough part of town. They don't have a lot of money. Like the oldest brother, like the parents aren't there anymore, and like the oldest brother has to work like 2 or 3 jobs just to like provide for his little brothers and himself, and like a lot of their friends come around all the time too because they also don't have much, so they kind of just share a lot. Basically they are called greasers because they put lots of like hair gel or grease in their hair, and like the popular or the socias as they're called do not like that, and so they're like always starting fights with them. They're basically like the rich kids, and to them the greasers or Pony Boy and his friends and family are basically like the people from the wrong side of the tracks, which they're not. They're really actually very nice people, so but these guys don't think so. So they're always picking fights, and one night, like, one of these fights goes terribly wrong, and Pony Boy and his friend, I believe it's Johnny, they have to get out of town fast because they're afraid that the cops are going to be after them. So they get out of town fast and just hide for a while until they think it's safe to come back. So it's like all about everything that leads up to that fight, and then like them hiding after the fight, and then like some stuff a little bit after the fight, but I won't say any of that because it would give away the story. But fun fact, the author is actually in the movie. So if you watch the movie, I suggest reading the book first, but if you watch the movie, keep an eye out. The author is at like the end of the movie, and there's like a hospital scene, and she's one of the nurses, so that's pretty cool. This movie also, if you haven't seen it, it has Patrick Swayze in it, so that's, who doesn't love Patrick Swayze, so check this out. Next book is, that was like 180 pages, by the way. The Great Gatsby, which is another one of my favorites, is a tie at 180 pages. This follows the narrator, which is Nick Carraway, and his like kind of point of view when he meets Mr. Gatsby, Mr. J. Gatsby, who is kind of this like super rich guy, and like there are like contradictory like rumors about how he became rich and like how he got to this point in his life. But he's always like, it's summer in this book, which is perfect. Like if you want to read this in the summertime, highly suggest it, or if you're like craving summer, read it now. But he's always throwing parties. Like it seems like almost every night he's having like this huge extravagant party. Like there's lots of champagne, there are lots of cocktails, there's lots of gin and tonic and all kinds of things, and like just beautiful descriptions of dresses and everything. But like there's also a love triangle between Mr. Gatsby and Daisy Buchanan. They used to be together a long time ago, but she got married and now she's with somebody else. But like the chemistry is still kind of there, and like you can sense that like throughout the book and into the end. So that's exciting. I also heard that in January, a book that follows just Nick came out. Like, it's just his point of view, and I think it kind of looks, I think it's like him looking back on his time with Mr. Gatsby and Daisy and I forget her friend's name, but it's like looking back on his time with them. So check both of them out. This one is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. Oh, I don't know if you can see. There it goes. So this is a book that takes place right after World War II. And this book is really interesting. I actually listened to it, but it's actually mostly a series of letters back and forth between a famous author, like she's fictional, but back and forth between a famous author, Juliet Ashton. She finds out about the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. That's hard to say. She finds out about it, and she decides to contact them and write about them and like tell the world about them, because Guernsey was occupied by the Germans, and it's like a tiny island, but they were really affected by it, and they had a lot of problems with like the Germans assaulting them and like just starting fights, stealing their food. In one case, like they said they stole food from gardens because they didn't have enough to eat either. Like nobody had enough to eat. And so they would steal food from the islanders' gardens, and they actually stole what was it? It was something that looked like an edible vegetable, but it wasn't, so they died. But like, they've occupied your island. Like, it was hard to feel sorry for them. But basically, these people on Guernsey decided to create a literary society and kind of share their food, but they're like telling the Germans it's a book club so that they don't suspect anything. And like if they get caught out, then they have an excuse to just be like, yeah, we were at our book club, and like this is the book that we're reading, and like won't suspect a thing. So plus it's a reason to get together and like talk about everything that's going on. So Juliet finds out about what they did to survive the war and how they helped each other and everything. And she decides to write about it, and she decides to go there and befriend these people, and she really becomes almost like family to them, and it's just really heartwarming, and it was beautiful to listen to. The narrator, I don't know who it was, but they did an awesome job flipping back and forth between all the different voices. But this is definitely a must-read if you enjoy historical fiction. This is a must-read. This will probably make you cry, but I thought it was worth it, and it's not super long. It is, let's see, less than 300 pages for sure. It is 274 pages, so worth it. I think it was like less than 6 hours audiobook, so either one would be really good. The next one is a Book of the Month book. It is The Wife Upstairs. I read this last month, and this was just really good. This is 290 pages, and it is a Jane Eyre retelling, which basically is like one of the first thrillers, if you don't know, written by one of the Bronte sisters, I believe. So basically, this is a retelling, and in this case, Jane is in Birmingham, Alabama, and she is a dog walker. I'm not sure what her job was in the original, but she is a dog walker in this book, and she meets a guy, and turns out he's got a huge secret to hide. He's hiding his wife upstairs in the panic room. So and like there's been a murder and everyone thinks that he did it, and he's like, no, I didn't do it, and like all of that stuff. So this is just really good, but it's 290 pages, really quick read, and it flips back and forth between mostly Jane's view, but then it also starts like towards the middle to flip to B's view, which is Eddie's wife, he's hiding, and then towards the end it also adds in like his perspective and what happened the night of the murder. Concludes this video. This video is far longer than I intended it to be. I'm gonna have to split it into two, but what's new? So yeah, I guess I'll see you soon. I don't know what the next video will be, but we'll see about that. So yeah, I'll see you soon.